but we want to help everybody sleep better.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, let's sleep better.
I mean, at least you can sleep better than you're sleeping now.
Right.
Sleep tips. It's Hunt for Wellness, episode number 99. Wellness. I am John Hunt.
And I'm Christy Hunt.
And this is the show where we help you live your best life, mind, body, and spirit. And this episode of Hunt for Wellness is brought to you by waterdistillers.com. Great machines that provide great water for your great wellness. Check it out at waterdistillers.com. Ooh, sleep tips. That's going to ring the bell, ring the alarm for some people.
Yes.
A lot of people don't sleep very well.
I know.
And why is that, do you think? I mean, there's probably a bunch of reasons, right?
Exactly.
I mean, we have friends who have issues with sleep and, have tried everything. So-called, and still have issues. So it's not an easy fix, is it?
No, but we want to help everybody sleep better.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, let's sleep better.
I mean, at least you can sleep better than you're sleeping now.
Right. And one of the things about sleeping better is thinking I'm going to sleep better.
Yeah. Positive mental attitude.
Yes.
I will be sleeping better. Declare it.
Right. Because going to bed and thinking I'm going to sleep terrible, I'm going to wake up terrible, I'm going to be tired in the morning, that's not a good way to start your day or end your day. So start with I'm going to sleep good and I'm going to wake up and I'm going to feel good. Even if I don't get as many hours as I want, I am going to feel good tomorrow when I wake up. That's a great way to start your day.
Well, and it's a good mind technique. We're all about mind, body, and spirit. So,
right.
So I think that's really good. And, a lot of professional athletes, they visualize, they talk to themselves about how they're going to do well. And so I think that's not a bad tip right there.
Right.
Just to start off with, is to say, you know what, it's going to change.
Yes, I'm going to sleep good tonight, wake up strong, rested in the morning. Okay. So I want to do a little spiritual talk too.
Ooh, good. Well, there's lots of words about sleep in the Bible, I'm sure.
There's a lot. There actually is quite a bit, but I just picked out a few things. Psalm 4:8, in peace, I will both lie down and sleep. For you, O Lord, make me dwell in safety. And Proverbs 3:24, which we've previously memorized, if you lie down, you will not be afraid. When you lie down, your sleep will be sweet.
Yeah, and a lot of that has to do with peace, right? So,
yes.
Things like don't let the sun go down on your anger. Another.
Well, that's a different one.
I know it's a different verse, but that it's like getting your mind again set in the right way.
Exactly.
Because people, a lot of times, I think probably one of the most common things that keeps people from sleeping is they're stressed out or they're worried about something.
Exactly. So giving that over to the Lord.
Yes.
Praying about everything, releasing it. And in Psalm 121:2, he says, behold, he who keeps Israel will neither slumber nor sleep, meaning he who keeps any believer will neither slumber nor sleep. So he's not sleeping. God's never sleeping.
Yeah.
So you can give everything to him. And he wants us to forgive everyone for everything. So it's a great practice at the end of the day to just go through your day and forgive everybody you saw that day in case they bugged you.
Yeah, great.
Even teeny little things can become several teeny little things and become big things.
Awesome.
So if we forgive every little tiny thing immediately, we're not going to have any problems with unforgiveness.
Awesome.
And affecting our sleep. So, and then don't let the sun go down on your anger.
Oh, did I take your verse early? I'm sorry.
You did. Okay. That's okay. That's okay.
I think it's a really practical thing for life, for conflict resolution, for
good relationships.
Good relationships. I think it's really important.
It is important. It's super important. And in a future podcast, not too distant future, I'm going to talk about trauma
Oh.
Because trauma can affect sleep, post-traumatic stress
syndrome.
Yes. Symptom. PTSD. And you can be reliving issues that happened right when you're going to sleep, and that is stressful. So getting that resolved is important too. But okay, so one thing we all know, if we've been a parent or know anyone who was a parent,
yes,
that parents are very concerned about their children's sleep.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. Until they get to be teenagers and you just tell them, go to bed eventually. I'm going to bed now because I care about my own sleep more.
Yeah. But when parents have little children, they are very concerned about their sleep, and they do sleep training, or basically put their kid to bed at the same time each night so that they get in this good routine, and they usually wake up around the same time every day, whether it's the weekday or the weekend. They wake up at the same time. They often have a nap at the same time of day, because parents realize that well-rested children are happy children, are children that are going to learn well and just succeed in life.
Don't want no crabby children.
No, that makes a crabby family.
Yes, it's no fun.
So we are people who are grown-up children, and we work best on that same type of schedule.
Yes.
We just can make a lot more decisions for ourselves now. So we're like, well, I don't really need that much sleep, and we don't need as much sleep as children do either.
Yes. But getting on a schedule is good for all kinds of things. Your body really loves it, doesn't it?
It does.
Yeah.
It thrives on a good schedule, and it knows when to go to sleep and when to wake up and when to be alert. And we make children's sleep a priority.
Right.
Like literally the day runs around their sleep times, nap times, wake up times. And so why don't we do that for ourselves?
Yeah. Well, and sometimes we're overcommitted and, we got that meeting and, for the PTA or whatever, and it goes till 11 o'clock at night on Tuesday. So then, you do have to kind of sometimes look at your schedule and say, this is insane. I need to prioritize my sleep.
Yes, and sleep is very important to your well-being.
Yeah.
So we renew our bodies and our minds when we sleep. So our bodies repair and restore when we are sleeping. We grow when we're sleeping.
Yeah.
Our memory gets solidified when we're sleeping.
I think sleep is just kind of a wild thing that God created. You lay down, you close your eyes, and all of a sudden you enter a different state.
It is wild.
And then somehow you wake up and go back to
and you feel
operating.
better.
I know, it's so wild.
I know. And there's a lot written about it. I've been reading this book, Why We Sleep, by Matthew Walker, and that's been a good book. And so some of this information comes from that book that I'm talking about today.
You go over to Hunt4Wellness.com, episode number 99. We'll have a link for that book so you can check it out as well.
Yes.
Also, we should probably mention, we did a couple of podcast episodes a while back on sleep, and we did the one called the Self-Sleep Study.
Yes.
Which is really informative if you're trying to wonder why you're not sleeping. Go through that podcast because there's some really useful resources there to help you maybe assess why it is that you're not sleeping.
Exactly. There's a few podcasts in a row about sleep, and so do your own
deal.
Do your
really
own sleep study.
A lot of people,
yeah, if you're having any issues at all. So just a little bit of science here. We have a 24-hour circadian rhythm regulated by the suprachiasmatic nucleus in the middle of our brain, and so we're actually like 24 hours and 15 minutes is kind of our schedule. And so that's when our body likes the rhythm of the pattern, going to sleep, waking up in the morning. Okay. Now, melatonin is a hormone secreted by the pineal gland that is put into the bloodstream when the light decreases, like the sunlight decreases. So at the beginning of dusk, we are starting to get more melatonin into our body, and it's slowing us down. It's making us ready to go to sleep. So it's good. That's why they tell you don't have blue screens, that bright color that looks like daylight that you're staring into at night before bed, because that's going to shut down the melatonin to help you to go to sleep, to get tired.
Yeah, some people take like a melatonin supplement or medication with melatonin in it. Is that okay?
It's okay. I mean, your natural melatonin is the best. All of it is artificial melatonin.
Oh, okay.
And so your own is best. So non-medicated sleep is ideal, and even non-supplemental sleep is ideal. But if we need some supplements, first we do natural methods like a pattern.
Yeah.
First you would work on natural methods to aim to improve your sleep. If that alone isn't doing, then you would add a supplement or two or three, depending upon what it is. And then the last resort is a drug.
Yeah.
Because a drugged sleep is not very good sleep at all. So you don't want a drugged sleep. You want a good natural sleep so your body can naturally renew.
I think on the iPhone, probably on the Androids as well, they have like that nighttime mode where you kind of hear the little chime that says, it's time to start getting ready for bed, and you can program that into your phone to help you get onto that schedule.
Yeah, and like shut things down.
Yeah. So it's good to, look at your schedule and just, be realistic. Sometimes you can't go to bed at 8 o'clock.
Well, you don't have to go to bed at 8 o'clock.
I know, but sometimes you say, well, if I have to get up at this time and I need 8 hours. And, I don't know if we're going to talk about, the 8 hours of sleep that everyone says you need. But, I think it's one of those things where you have to make that schedule somewhere, either on the starting side or the ending side.
Yes. And doing that self-sleep study helps you figure out how much sleep you need.
Yeah.
You should be experimenting with how much sleep you need, because every person's a little bit different. And so you want to optimize your sleep. There's also a chemical in our brain called adenosine that builds up in our brains when we're awake and increases concentration all the time we're awake. And the higher the adenosine, the increased desire to sleep, which is called sleep pressure. So guess what?
What?
You might not like this, but caffeine is a stimulant that attaches to those adenosine receptors.
Oh.
So that if you're kind of tired and then you drink caffeine and you're like, oh, I feel so awake now. That's because you filled up those adenosine receptors, it's a masking agent. It blocks the receptors and therefore blocks sleepiness.
Oh.
But when the caffeine wears off, all that adenosine that's been stored up in the brain, it continues to keep storing up, or it continues to accumulate. And so you might have what's called a caffeine crash, because all of a sudden, all those receptors get filled back up with adenosine and you get real tired. So
that explains a lot of things.
Yeah. And you can get tired really quickly, have it be difficult to concentrate and function, and you really need to sleep. And when you really need to sleep, you should sleep.
Yes, you should. Yes, you should. Yeah, just approach it the natural way. It's always the best.
It is. So normally caffeine has a half-life of 5 to 7 hours, which means it takes about 5 to 7 hours for the caffeine to get halfway out of your system. That's why some people can drink in the afternoon and they're still okay, but some people can't. And especially as people age, the older they get, it takes longer for their liver to clear the caffeine. So that can affect your sleep too.
My dad could drink coffee at 10 o'clock at night and still sleep. But, I don't know.
He was also old.
He was old, yeah.
When that happened.
I don't think coffee even had an effect on him anymore.
Yeah, I don't really know. FYI, decaf does not mean no caffeine. it actually has about 15 to 30% of a regular cup of coffee.
Okay.
So drinking a few cups of decaf in the evening can equal a regular cup of coffee. So then that can interfere with your sleep.
Good to know.
Yeah, it is. I know. And that coffee ice cream, that has caffeine.
What coffee ice cream? I know nothing about the coffee ice cream. I think that's your favorite ice cream.
I do like that ice cream. But it's not good to drink it at night.
Yes, okay. All right. Okay.
Okay. So another thing to help your sleep is don't sleep with computers, iPhones, iPads in the same room.
Take them out.
Yeah. Take them out or turn them all the way off.
And same with the TV too, right?
Yeah. Well, you don't want the TV on.
If you turn the TV off, I know, but all of them emit some, kind of
electromagnetic field. Yeah. Yes. And it puts on a stress on your body. EMFs also impede the production of melatonin and can affect the body's circadian rhythm. And EMF exposure can undermine the sleep cycles. So you really want to move those phones, computers, stuff out of the room.
Yeah.
So it's not bugging you. It can also disturb your immune function, various allergic inflammatory responses, as well as affect the tissue repair process, which happens during sleep. So those disturbances can put you at risk for various diseases.
Some people sleep with their phone near their head.
I know, that's not a good idea.
No, stop that right now.
And even the worst part of a phone, the most electromagnetic fields that are being put off by the phone is when the phone is ringing. So it's best not to hold the phone to your head when it's ringing. You can just hold it down and look and see it. And when they answer it, then put it up to your phone, up to your ear, if you need to.
Yeah, or use speakerphone.
Speakerphone, I'd like to use the speakerphone. So that works. That works great.
Cool.
When you can. We can't always use the speaker, but. And just the light. Light can affect you, even just a little bit of light. So having the room very dark is going to help you sleep better. And wearing those masks, the eye mask.
Like they give you on the airplane for the overseas flights.
Yes.
Or when you're flying the red eye. Yeah. Because it does help block out the light.
It
Even
does.
though you have your eyes closed, you can still tell there's light.
Right.
But if you have them covered with
the mask,
it's really helpful.
It really is. And recently I was traveling and I use an eye mask at night. We both do.
Yeah.
And in the hotel, there was this night light that could not be turned off. There was kind of various lights in the room. And that eye mask was so helpful.
Yeah.
To just cut that light out. So
definitely use an eye mask.
Right. And then just alcohol sedates a person out of wakefulness. It's a form of medicated sleep. It's almost like a light form of anesthesia. So it fragments sleep, and therefore it's not a continuous form of sleep. It's not restorative. And alcohol is one of the most powerful suppressors of REM sleep.
That's a good sleep, right?
Exactly. That's the sleep where you dream, where you process. And REM helps with learning and memory. And so to promote good sleep, avoid alcohol.
Yes.
And don't use alcohol to sleep.
Yeah. Even though if you drink a glass of wine and you get a little, it relaxes me or whatever, but you don't want, it's not going to give you good sleep.
Right.
It may make you tired, but it's not going to give you good sleep.
And some people think, I sleep really good with that, but they don't even remember them waking up frequently.
Yeah.
Because they've studied people who have alcohol-induced sleep, and it's not a good sleep. So another thing that's good is a cool temperature at night. And so a hot bath before bed is really good because it actually helps cool the core temperature of the body down. Because the blood vessels in the body are opened up and a lot of the warmth of the body is removed. So as it gets cooler at night, our body temperature cools down, and sleeping in a cooler environment helps us sleep better and longer.
Nobody wants to sleep when it's hot and sticky.
No, those
are the worst. You cannot sleep.
No, you can't, because cooling down helps you sleep better.
Right.
So, not having too much blankets or too much pajamas, not super heavy pajamas, just cooling it down. So sleeping naturally is the best sleep. Okay. Following a plan, following a regular schedule.
Okay, let's get on schedule.
Right. Utilize those low lights in the evening to keep the room dark. And those Hatch alarm clocks.
Yeah, I've heard about those.
Those are good, which is gradually increasing the light in the room. So it's more like just regular waking up.
Oh, that's how those work.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
And regular alarms are kind of hard on the body, because all of a sudden you're
shocked out of bed.
You are shocked out of bed. And he was saying people that do the snooze, they're shocked many times in a row. That's really bad. You should never do the snooze.
Does that mean we're going to stop the snooze? Because quite often it takes us at least a half hour to wake up.
Some people it does.
Okay. That would be you.
No.
Oh boy. We'll talk about this later.
Okay. So, we're going to talk about some essential oils that can be helpful for sleep. And number one, I'd say, is lavender. That's so calming and peaceful. Now, these type of sleep aids aren't going to hurt you at all. There's no bad side effects. They're not going to hurt your sleep or damage it in any way. So this is something helpful and not hurtful. So that lavender, peace and calming, is another really good one. You can combine those together in a diffuser next to your bed. You can put them on your wrists or the back of your neck or the bottoms of your feet.
I do peace and calming every night in the diffuser. I love it. Have for almost the whole time we've had it.
I know, like 12 years.
Long time, yes.
Yep. Roman chamomile. So good. Smells so delightful. Wonderful. I love it, and just calming. There's a RutaVala blend, which is RutaVala, lavender and valerian. And so valerian is really good for calming down for sleep. And if you put it on the thumbs, the pad of your thumbs, that's like where your brain is in the reflexology. And just, I let go. I let go of all the stress and worries and everything, and I allow sleep.
Nice.
I let go of stress and worries and allow sleep to come. Putting valerian on the pads of the thumbs. Tranquil, Stress Away. These are really good oils that are helpful. There's also a Freedom Sleep collection, and that Young Living has, and I've gotten that. I really like it. There's the Freedom Essential Oil in there, Aroma Sleep, which smells wonderful. There's Inner Harmony and Valor. They're very relaxing. They recommend putting all these on. They have a little protocol in the box with it.
Right. And if you go over to Hunt4Wellness.com, episode 99, we'll put a link to that Freedom Sleep collection. You really should check it out, because it is particularly for people who are challenged with sleeping.
Yes. And Aroma Sleep and Inner Harmony are only in this collection. That's the only place you can get them. So, and then there's an oil called Trauma Life. So if trauma is an issue, putting that over the heart, releasing the trauma, and commanding all the chemicals, the trauma to leave the body, and commanding the chemicals in the body to be restored as God designed them to, is going to help with dealing with any trauma. And obviously praying about it, praying yourself, asking if you need more, ask others to pray for you. To really, can they pray for you 10 seconds a day?
Yes.
That's going to help too. CBD. We've got some CBD drops.
Oh, yeah.
That are very helpful for sleep. So putting you can put 3-4 drops on your arm and just rub your forearms together. It's an easy place to use them. It relaxes and calms the body. You would want to use it morning and evening. You want to keep it like an even amount that you're taking day and night. It's not going to make you fall asleep, but it make you fall asleep the second you put it on. It just calms your body down, and so you want to be using it on a regular basis. Does that make sense?
It does. I like the CBD Calm Roll-on too.
Yes.
That's a great one. Just put it on and just
roll it on the wrist,
roll it on and just
neck.
kind of inhale it in. It's awesome.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Wonderful products. Yes.
Yeah, and you might notice other side benefits like your muscles and joints aren't so stiff, you're less stressed and calm throughout the day, and some other things that might affect you. There's also couple other supplements that Young Living has, SleepEssence, to help promote a natural sleep rhythm and restful sleep. And that does have some melatonin in it.
Okay.
It has lavender, vetiver, valerian, rue, and tangerine.
Awesome.
So those have essential oils plus melatonin. So you'd want to take that like an hour or two before you go to sleep.
Yeah. So it gets time to get into the system.
Right.
That is awesome. Well, we'll go and link all these products over at Hunt4Wellness.com. Of course, if you click a link through there, you are helping our business by kind of buying through our number. And but they're all right there, Hunt4Wellness.com, episode number 99. And before we wrap up, there's so many tips here. Any last thoughts you want to add?
Whatever seems to be the biggest issue, I would pray about it.
Yeah.
And ask God to show you, what should I do about this particular situation? And how can this be resolved? Because the Bible says, ask and you will find. Or
right. Ask and you will see.
Receive.
Seek and you will find.
Knock and the door will be opened. So if you ask, God will answer.
Yes. You
got to look for the answer, though. Might be different than you think it's going to be.
Yeah.
So.
And the answer doesn't have to be medication.
No.
I mean,
actually, ideally it shouldn't be medication.
There's
because
lots of ways to do it naturally.
Yeah, because that's not going to give you the restorative sleep that you need.
Right. Good. And, before you go to bed, also drink your glass of distilled water, because this episode of Hunt4Wellness is brought to you by waterdistillers.com. Great machines that provide great water for your great wellness and your great sleeping. I don't know if it helps you with your sleep, but it's definitely great for you. So check it out at waterdistillers.com. And gosh, I'm getting a little tired just thinking about all this stuff. That's probably a good sign, because my schedule's telling me it's time to go to bed.
Yep.
But we will be back next time for our next episode of Hunt4Wellness.